What is up, everybody? It is Jesse and Chris, soon to be Justin as well. We're back with Comic Conversation. We got a lot of great stuff to cover tonight. Some really cool things happened this week, and I know I say that every week, but a lot of stuff happens all the time. So we're gonna do the normal format where we just say hello, say hello to the chat, and then we'll get into the news. I don't know if you read Detective Comics 1000, but that was kind of a big thing this week. Maybe Justin did. We'll see. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. If you're here with us live, we do appreciate it. I see Daniel Ibarra. Also, Funko Biggie Daddy is here as well. That's a fun name to say. But if you're listening later, go ahead and drop us a comment. Or if you are streaming us through our various podcasting audio version forms, iTunes, all that, Google Play, Stitcher, you name it. Thank you for that, and leave us a comment. Let us know you're around. Love to have you participating in these comic conversations with us. So see what I did there. So I'll go ahead and hey, Jackio. Jackio, good news. Jackio's in the chat with us if you're listening. We do have some Valiant topic tonight, so I'm sure he'll be happy with that, right? Yeah. So actually, before we get into all that, I want to find out what you've been up to in the past week. How have you been?
I've been all right. Just same old stuff, work and everything else. I was able to, and it's kind of funny too, because I guess I'm gonna be able to do a small plug here, I guess. So I was able to get the VIP ticket to the Comic-Con, the Little Giant Old School Comic Show, they call it, up in New Hampshire. So if anybody's gonna be in that New Hampshire area, awesome. On April 27th, really awesome show that's heading up there. I was able to pick up the, like I said, the VIP pass, and really, like, I was kind of dreading it at first. I was like, I don't know how it's gonna be, and honestly, this is probably one of the least expensive and really cool perk type passes that I've ever gotten. So $25 gets you in an hour early. You get a limited edition con exclusive print, and then also get to go directly into either shopping or get over and talk to the artists early and everything. So pretty cool stuff. I know they have a couple. They have been saying on Facebook they have a few more left. So if you're in the area of New Hampshire, are going to be up there around the end of April, go check that out. Other than that, same old stuff. So I was just really happy to get that, and yeah,
that's awesome.
Keep things going. I mean, over the weekend, my daughter had a lot of fun at her cousin's birthday party. So did some family stuff over the weekend and everything. But yeah, just same old regular life. Just working in comics when I get a chance and having some fun where I get the chance to. So just excited for all that, and just regular week for me. Nothing too exciting.
Crazy. Nice. Well, congrats on getting that pass. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and great price for all that too. That's a lot bundled into that one price. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, it really is. It's crazy. It's just like I think I had said to you on social. I was like, listen, man. I was like, you may want to take a trip up for this one. It's not a joke. $25 in. This is what I'll show everybody what I ended up getting. Just from the perk from being in there, an hour earlier and everything. Just because that's going to be a really fun show. And I mean, the fact that it's a small show, small in terms of just really it's a one-day show. But for that, you're going to get to be able to see Sam De La Rosa, is it Al Milgrom, Alan Bellman, and then also like the biggest name there is Jim Steranko. It's just like
that's really good.
Usually you got to go to the big cons to get to see Steranko. So $25. I mean, and then even if you don't get the pass, because they only limited those to 100. It's I think $5 cover charger it was last year, and $5 to go up and see Steranko. I mean, you're not gonna get that.
Not bad at all, right? Yeah, and you never know. I don't know how old he is, but he might be the next one to retire. So people like that, with that history and that's the story, career, you want to see when you can,
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I had a somewhat eventful, also uneventful. Steranko is the greatest of all time. Absolutely, Jackie says. uneventful / eventful week. So we'll talk about it later. But a lot of shops did the midnight release for the Detective
Oh
Comics
yeah.
1000, right? That happened to be a night. I wanted to go. I was going to go over to Phil's comic shop where Take the Time Collectibles works. You know, Brian B.
Yep.
Who's always with us. So shout out to them. I'll plug for them. They always do the midnight releases. But that night I'd come home. I uploaded a video that day. It was on the posters that came out. The character posters for Endgame. They just released, right? We had a couple reveals from that, so we could talk about those too. So I was doing that video, and it was raining a little bit, right? These storms around here, they kind of passed by pretty quick, and all of a sudden, I heard an explosion outside. I thought it was an explosion. I was like, okay, it was thunder. I don't know what it was. So I looked outside, and there was this big like plume of smoke off like a few blocks away. The power went out. Luckily, my video had basically already uploaded, so I was good on that. Right. So, but power was out. Like even the backup generator was out. There was no like in the hallway and stuff. There was nothing. So I went up to the roof. It's a 7-story building. I'm like pretty much downtown here in Fort Lauderdale. So I wanted to kind of get scope it out and kind of see how extensive this like power outage was, or what that damage was, or that plume of smoke that I saw. Like, what the hell is going on there? So went up there where the roof is and stuff, and saw this big fire. So I saw that. Found out later that it was actually a substation for our power company, and that's why all the power went out. And it was I guess an explosion, but it wasn't like anything nefarious. It was a lightning strike.
Wow.
So yeah, and that took out everything. The power was supposed to be out, but I have I have 3 dogs, no power, no lights. I have like security cameras and stuff where I can usually watch the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to leave them in the dark with like nothing, you know what I mean, and go to the shop. So I had to skip it because of all that. And there was I didn't know when the power was going to come back, when you put in a ticket, they give you like an estimate for the repair or whatever. And it was ticking down to where it was like, I forget, like 20,000 people at one point, which was like this whole, or maybe 2,000, I don't know, many thousands of people. And then as they were updating, it got down to like 86 people. And I was like, damn it, that's like only this building. This is the last thing left. It ended up coming on at like, I think like 2:33 in the morning or something like that. So, yeah, so kind of crazy. So long story short, I wasn't able to make it to the midnight release. But everything else came back, power came back, everything's fine. We're here broadcasting. So,
that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Florida is definitely notorious for those. Number one,
yeah.
I call them flash hurricanes just because out of nowhere, it's just like, it seems a little dark. All of a sudden, just crazy 5-minute downpour, and then just flies, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. I've driven to work in the morning sometimes, and it will be like raining on one side of the highway and sunny on the other side. And it's like, whoa, this is weird. Or like I've seen like when the sun's still coming up and there's rain over on like just this part, but it's like fine over there by the ocean. And then with the light coming in, it looks like it's hitting all the rain coming down. It looks like snow. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's just definitely just you guys have some pretty over the top weather out there.
Yeah, but luckily because of all the winds, coming from the ocean and the Caribbean, these things blow over pretty quickly. So we have that. Like up in New England, it'll be cloudy and dreary for like
settle.
Yeah. So yeah. But shout out to we have We Love Comics, we have Burning Exeter, Bake the Snake. David's here as well. David SNMC. I shouted out Jack Yo. They're talking about New Mutants.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a second. Nothing's official or confirmed, but logic and deduction will kind of drive you to where it'll most likely end up. So we'll get to that. But the first thing we want to talk about is actually the Eternals. Classic run. There's a couple runs. First one, of course, was Jack Kirby. I think it was 1976. Went a good, I don't remember how many. It was I
think it was
around
16 to 18 issues.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. Classic there, tons of first appearances in there. So that movie, The Eternals, was first announced September of 2018, so a few months ago. It's going to be made. It's basically it's confirmed. They have Chloe Zhao on as the director, who you may not know, but she's for her brief body of work has a couple awards attached to her. So they're saying it's scheduled to start filming in Atlanta this fall. So that's cool. And then the cool thing about, doing the Eternals is you're most likely going to bring in the Celestials who made the Eternals. They made the Deviants. Who else is an Eternal? Thanos is an Eternal. So all this stuff kind of like ties in. But the other thing is who are some characters who kind of messed with the Celestials technology? You got people like Mr. Sinister and High Evolutionary, perhaps. So there's that. So that's pure speculation, but that's plausible, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Apocalypse is. I've heard and read, different things. Some people say he is an Eternal, and he's kind of, falls under the Deviant category, but then again, he's not. And I guess the technology that, basically gave him his armor and everything is all Eternals. Celestial technology. So people have said that he's a Celestial. There's a bunch of different stuff going on about him, but as far as it's pretty cool because a lot of it ties into some of the new characters that they went ahead and were able to bring over with that merger. So it'd be pretty cool to see what goes on with that.
Yeah, and we're gonna start with this. Not confirmed, but it is all. She's in final talks to join this movie. Angelina Jolie. They're not saying who she is, but if you look at her, come on, she's got to be Cersei. Like her or not, she's a starring actress. She's gonna take that lead role, and if you look at that, she's totally Cersei. Come on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I couldn't see her as anybody else. I mean, really, I just. As far as a female Eternals character, I mean, Cersei's, the front runner as far as that series is concerned.
Yeah, exactly. So. And they've said that she's going to be kind of what the story centers around. Obviously you'll have all the others in there. I don't know if they'll do Union Mind, but
yeah. The two main characters most likely her and Icarus,
Yeah, Icarus. We got Big J in his house. What's up, man?
Yo, what's up? No, I think the same thing. If you can't hear me, Chris, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Back to that.
This happened last time. Yeah, I couldn't hear him. I have to sign off and come back, and then I can hear Justin perfectly fine. Right. It's so weird. I don't know why that is. Yeah, this is the second time it's happened. So let me go ahead and do that.
Yep.
All right. That's crazy.
Let me just get the little link first.
But yeah, if they're gonna,
you guys talk about that movie, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
There's some good comments in the chat too, if you want to read those off.
All right.
Yeah, but no, I mean, same thing. If they're gonna bring in her to play a character, of course that she's gonna be like the main character.
There we go.
Plus, how much are they gonna have to spend to get her in a Marvel movie?
You never know. I mean, it's funny because for the longest time, and I remember, she was the front runner for Wonder Woman for, pretty much the late 90s into early 2000s. It was like, no, Angelina's going to be it. Angelina has to be it. Angelina, and that was when she was, Lara Croft and all the rest. And it was just like, one of those things.
If you thought there was a lot of backlash about Gal Gadot being too thin to be Wonder Woman, people would have freaked out about Angelina Jolie.
They wouldn't have back in the day. I mean, if you go back to when she was in Tomb Raider, she wasn't quite as thin as she is now, and she also had some health problems where she had to have some surgery and stuff like that. So, she's definitely, back at that time, you would have had. I mean, that would have been perfect casting as far as. If you are looking for someone to kind of embody the figure that you see in the comic books, but they're
gonna have to do something to bring them back though, because the Cable 150 through 154 or whatever, that was a storyline where all the Eternals died except like Selene.
Yeah.
So, and that was recently. So right now, currently in the books, they're all dead.
Yeah. But I think you can kind of I think you can be okay with that for now, just because I mean those Eternals are more, you know, just the regular you know, the ones that are tied with the X-Men. You know, there's a lot you can not introduce, so it's just like, you know, to bring those guys back though, I mean, it shouldn't be that hard because you have the whole was it Age of X-Men where they're kind of like
yeah, I mean, you could just
so I think that once that kind of concludes, and as you get closer to that movie, that you'll start seeing some of these Eternals popping back in as the ones that are connected to the X-Men universe.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's comics. They can always, oh no, they're Eternals. They just pop back up.
Yeah, or you know, High Evolutionary just goes ahead and does some things, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. But I think this is going to be the movie where they do introduce the mutants. Now, a separate like movie for them, I think maybe, and We Love Comics mentioned it, I think it was him like 2021, 2022, somewhere in that time frame. But I think the introduction to them, like you have the Eternals and then the Celestials who made the Eternals and the Deviants and Homo sapien, right? Yep. Which ultimately mutated some to Homo superior and all that. So I think that that's a perfect kind of route to bring in like whatever that explanation for it is, you know, which of course I'm sure will be tied into Endgame and the time traveling shenanigans that will ensue there. But that movie should be where they enter. And then the other thing, you see it here on the screen, is Hercules. Hercules, of course, ties into this mythology, this Marvel mythology, which is sort of a Greco-Roman little bit there. But people are saying that Luke Evans is going to be Hercules in the movie, which is why you see this on the screen right now. So interesting choice. Luke Evans was the guy who played
the Bowman
Dracula Untold. I think it was him. Yeah.
He was also Bod in the Hobbit, Bod the Bowman.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yep.
That was weird to have him and what's his name in the movie together. What's his name? Legolas.
Oh yeah.
They could be like brothers.
Yeah.
They have that like weird look to each other.
Yeah.
I don't know about him being Hercules. Again, like they don't they never cast like what our minds have these characters built up to be. Like Hercules needs to be like a professional wrestler or a bodybuilder or something of that sort, you know. Lou Ferrigno played Hercules. Like Arnold played Hercules in New York. Come on.
Right.
Like, so I don't know. To go with somebody that I could see that guy playing like Ares or something more, you know, where Ares is normally big but doesn't have to be a big guy, you know?
Yeah.
It's like they're gonna make Hercules Superman, you know? Because like Superman doesn't have to be big; he's just ridiculously strong, you know.
Yeah,
because they're just gonna have, you know, this guy. He's like normal looking guy, but he's really strong.
Well, I mean, in comics too. I mean, yeah, when he was first introduced, it was in the Thor comics and stuff. At least in the Marvel side, so it's just like, you know, he's gonna be able to stand next to, if they're using Chris Hemsworth still, he's going to be able to stand up to him. You have to believably think that he can stand toe to toe with Chris Hemsworth, and it's just like, I don't know, that guy's a little bit small. You know, I mean, Hercules, you can argue that he's smaller in the comics, but not like that though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and it's weird, like, and that's always been a book that I wanted to read. Is the what was it? It was like the Irresistible Hulk, or not the Hulk, the Hercules. Like they gave him his own title for a little while.
Oh yeah,
I keep seeing these issues
where he was like a couch surfer. Is that the one?
Was he? I don't know.
It was a time when he was just like he was like homeless and he was living on one of his friend's couches. And like doing these like missions for people, and like that's how he was getting money. Something weird like that.
Maybe somebody in the comments will let us know, but I can't remember the title. Like it was like the Incredible Hercules, like, but that didn't make sense because you got the Incredible Hulk. So
yeah, I do want to answer a question here. Daniel says, "Dude, what happened to Edwin? Did he quit the show?" No, he didn't. So last week he was doing a Zumba class. This week he got to the regionals for a Dance Dance Revolution competition.
Did.
So yeah, so he's really good with that. So he's off doing that.
He's also started a custom like leg warmer business.
Yes.
So that's kicking off really hard, you know. You can like get custom designs on your leg warmers for your dance competitions. Amazing.
Yeah.
So how they came up with that, I don't even know.
He's quite the entrepreneur. Yeah.
Exactly.
But he did say he'll be back next week. So, so I want to read something to you guys that Kevin Feige said. So he was talking to Collider. They were doing like intros. I think this was part of Captain Marvel. He said, everything after Endgame and after Spider-Man Far From Home will be different and be unique as we try to make every film. But seeing returning characters is certainly something we're going to do and we want to do, which makes sense, right? But here's the part that I wanted to point out. He says, oh, Nick Cage filed for annulment just 4 days after getting married. Okay. Little pop-up on my phone. He said, but also introducing characters that the majority of the world has never heard of, much like Guardians, much like Avengers, before we made Avengers. And there are lots of them. Eternals are one group, which we're talking about. But we like the idea of introducing an ensemble, doing an ensemble movie from the start, as opposed to building up as we did with the first Avengers, more like Guardians, not tonally, but in terms of introducing a new group of people. So what we can pull from that is obviously they're going to do Eternals. That's a group of people. But if you think of anybody else in the Marvel universe that is a group that we haven't seen, those might be likely pulls if you're looking for like books to buy or kind of getting ahead of the trend, you know, or, you know, even if you want to speculate on things, go for those ensemble team books, those first issues, first appearances of those. Because it sounds like they're going to be doing not just Guardians 3, not just Eternals 1, but some of these other kind of like you said, group ensemble movies. So interesting, right?
Yeah.
And Jackie O says New Warriors. That would be a good pick. Yep.
Yeah.
And then something like Young Avengers also, I think, is a really likely possibility.
I can see Young Avengers. I feel like, you know, at some point they may want to go ahead and call back to, you know, the original cast, but maybe, you know, and maybe that's a good way to kind of get them to come back, you know, for kind of like a reunion a little further down the road. But, you know, you're going to have these Young Avengers come around and, you know, their own thing and need to go back and maybe, you know, enlist Cap again to, you know, find some good leadership. But I mean,
man,
there's
I mean, we could go Young Avengers, but with the introduction of, you know, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, we also that opens us up for like the Young X-Men. However they want to do that, they could do a Generation X. They could do a flashback. Then we could also we could Thunderbolts easily come in. We could have Dark Reign like take over. Fantastic
I could see
Four,
them doing
the whole Future Force that could go nuts.
Yeah,
like
that
would be awesome. Like
A-Force
we could have I mean, think about that. Think about that, everybody. Spider-Man joining the Fantastic Four, and we getting the white Spider-Man suit on the screen.
Future Foundation.
That would be so. Yeah, that would be cool.
That'd be sick.
If they introduce a Nihilus, you're gonna do a Nihilus Human Torch when he ends up dying. Like that'd be cool because he got powerful during that too.
Yeah.
But I mean,
they could do the Illuminati if they ever want to go like.
That would be if they were able to work out a deal for the Hulk. That would be incredible because then you could actually have, you know, World War Hulk and all that. Yeah, that would be that would be crazy.
Hulk's a tough one though because of the whole connection with Universal. That's why they're doing this arc through the, you know, he's got like they're doing the Avengers movies, and then that's why they had
did you say the
Thor.
First Illuminati?
There you go.
Yeah, nice. That's another guy they can introduce too. Sentry would be you know, what was it? They could also do kind of like that Dark Avengers team. That was not quite the Norman Osborn led team, but the one right before it was like, you know, Luke Cage,
like Iron Patriot and stuff. Oh, the other one.
Yeah.
Squadron Supreme.
Yeah. You know what? That's actually
Avengers
doing that. I could see them doing Squadron Supreme.
That would be fun. I mean, because then you basically get to cast the Justice League in the Marvel Universe. So kind of evil.
Yeah.
Depending upon which one you get. Squadron Supreme, Squadron Sinister, like.
Yeah. And it seems like DC is not doing a Superman movie for a while, right? I mean,
I don't know.
So they're doing another Shazam. They're doing Black Adam. But that's there's nothing on the slate for another Man of Steel, even though there's been speculation about a Man of Steel 2 for the longest time, but nothing out there.
Well,
so it would be
Marvel,
a good time to introduce Sentry, which is kind of a pastiche of Superman, right? So
right. Then we could also, like I said, if they did Squadron Supreme, we'd have Hyperion too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But Marvel, for their cinematic universe, their Superman, if they really want a Superman, they should just do Blue Marvel.
Yeah.
Like directly, like everybody forgot him. Another character that everybody forgot, and he just like shows back up.
Or what they do, they could even do their own like kind of like Reign of the Superman type thing, where you have Hyperion, Sentry, Blue Marvel, and a favorite flat Mohawk purple alien from the Shia.
Oh yeah,
oh my
Guardian.
God! But like just
Gladiator.
Just to see the hair and just he was an awesome character. Just the way they drew him and everything, and then just initially when he was first introduced, I mean, he just wrecked everything, from the get. So like I would love to see some of those characters, like some of Marvel's take on Superman, come to the screen, because that would just be really fun to watch.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, just
don't forget about Champion of the Universe.
Actually, thing that you said, Champion of the Universe, but what about the Champions? Maybe
yeah.
This group, but like
the original Champions team.
Yeah, that'd be a good place for Hercules.
But yeah, that would be cool to see the Champions. I mean, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a Champions movie made at some point.
I got 2 words for you.
Huh?
Not those 2 words. Midnight Suns.
Yes.
That would be cool.
Actually,
that's been on
back for a long time. I will give credit where it's due. Back when WLC was having his show, he was hyping the Midnight Suns for a long time, talking about how that would end up being potentially, a title that, could end up making its way into the movies at some point. So
yeah, right.
We could see that too.
Yeah.
Wait, did they recast Blade? Was that like
Blade?
Was that fake news?
Fake, yeah. So there was what you're thinking of, and actually, this is a good transition. Morbius movie just started filming in Manchester, England. I think this week. So you have Jared Leto as Dr. Morbius, obviously. We heard a little while back, his collect, I don't know. A little while back that Tyrese had joined the cast. And everyone was like, oh, is Tyrese Blade? That was where that was. And that was the question. But he's not. It's confirmed that he's not. Who he most likely is Nightwatch.
Yeah.
Okay. You have Matt Smith, formerly Doctor Who, as Loxias Crow. And then I can actually show you a couple of pictures. And then Adria Arjona is Martine, if you're familiar with Martine. But let me show you. Okay, so
Nightwatch.
Yeah, so it's most likely Nightwatch. So you have Jared Leto here, if you can see on my screen.
Yep.
He's making an Unbreakable sequel.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, this it's not the traditional Morbius, but this is actually, and I can find the other picture. It's from the 2013 run of Morbius. That's where they're pulling this outfit from. This costume, excuse me. Yeah, so that's what he looks like there. So it's pretty cool that they have that. This is Martine. This was she plays big into Morbius's story. And then this is the girl that's playing him. I mean her. I said him. It's this is Arja. And then where's the other one I wanted to show you guys? No, I don't have. I was gonna show a picture of Nightwatch, but I don't have that. But the other cool thing, yeah, the other cool thing with this is some of the Easter eggs that we've been seeing. I know Chris, you mentioned this on our private chat that we have. So this is like I said, it's filmed in England. Manchester, England, but they're making it to look like New York. So they have like New York bus, they have like the little magazine things for USA Today and stuff like that all around, and it looks like New York City. You have this is Silver Sable Beauty Salon, which is an interesting thing for a international mercenary contractor to have on the side. But it's got her name, so that's an interesting little Easter egg. I don't know if she'll factor into the film. You also have this. This was one of the, I guess it's on the back of a bus thing. It says the Chameleon Theater, but it also says Craven National Ballet. And if you look at some of the set photos that people have been taking, there's a big building that looks like a ballet theater on that street. So I don't know if that factors into it, but here's the truck. This is catering truck that says Craven Pastries.
The only thing that's kind of weird with that is everybody has these weird old fronts that they like. I understand Silver Sable having a front just because she's a international spy, all the rest of that type of stuff, or mercenary. Craven, outside of before he kind of went nuts and everything, he was just a hunter. I mean, he was just regular guy just running around.
But he had to have a lot of money.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. I mean, he just a really rich,
aristocratic type family or something,
But then, the chameleon is kind of weird though.
Man.
What do you see here?
Oh boy,
I'm looking for it. I see ASM.
ASM, yeah.
Okay, so look on the left. Over here, and you see this.
Oh, Excelsior.
Excelsior, a little Stan Lee nod.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah. So a couple little Easter eggs there, and that's just one scene that they're filming. So I'm sure we'll see a lot of these little nods throughout. And we saw a few like that in Venom, right? So I know some people have been like, hey, Far From Home, there's some scenes in England, and this isn't, but this is supposed to be, even though they're filming there, they're using Pinewood Studios and stuff. It's very common. This is supposed to look like New York, so I don't think there's any real connection there. And it seems like it'll probably be pretty much a standalone film as well. Kind of like Venom was. You didn't see Peter Parker in there anywhere. You didn't see anybody else. Other
Which
than
was sad because we were supposed to see Peter Parker. It led us to think that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're also gonna throw in, because I'm seeing that thing that says the Barrow Boys, and I wonder if that's kind of a call up to Omega the Unknown, because Dr. Barrow was in that, so you never know.
Yeah.
Another obscure and weird. I mean, that's somebody who I think that's their kind of one of their versions of Shazam in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, in the Marvel universe. So
yeah. So we'll see. Yeah. Like I said, that's just one scene. This movie opens in July of 2020, so a little bit of time. So if you look around the web, you'll see pictures of him flying and stuff. And there's one scene where the bus passes by the camera, he's standing there next to this alley. Bus passes by the camera and then he's gone. He disappeared. So
yep,
jumped on the bus.
Yeah, he did something. Yeah. So that's that. That's pretty much all. But those little Easter eggs I thought were cool, even if they're a little I guess maybe Craven's hunting for the food for his catering service or something. I don't know. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, which I thought was pretty cool, is Mortal Kombat 11 beta's out if you pre-ordered. But that for most people is coming out pretty soon. I think it's in April, right? Yeah. But there's a movie coming out, so we got a little bit more about that. James Wan is directing this movie. James Wan did Insidious, Conjuring, Aquaman is one of his greatest films, right? He's also, by the way, contracted. I don't know what the status is, but he's contracted for a live-action Robotech movie. Warner Brothers tapped James Wan for that, yeah. But you have the scriptwriter is the guy who did Mortal Kombat Legacy, and he's teamed with the guy who wrote The Expendables. So those are the ones doing it. But this is the interesting thing. So Greg Russo is attached to it. I guess he's a producer. He was asked about kind of what the tone of the movie would be, and he said this. He said, I think it's essential when you're talking about this property is there's a really super serious dark version of this. Yeah, I guess, but that's not Mortal Kombat to me. Just look at Kano, for example. He's a great character. He's always cracking jokes. To me, there needs to be a certain levity and fun tone, which I want to talk to you about in a second. While there's violence and there is fighting and real stakes and emotional stakes for all the people involved, at the end of the day, it still should be fun and a sense of humor. As much as I hate to throw up the direct comparison to Marvel, they're still fun and always cracking jokes, but obviously ours will be a bit more adult. So my question to you guys is, what do you think about a Mortal Kombat movie that's funny and cracking jokes?
Do
you think that matches?
Yeah, I mean the first one tried to go for that. I mean they had a lot of really just corny jokes here and there, but like I mean Johnny Cage comes to mind. And he was just, I mean,
he hits
everybody.
Yeah, and he hits Goro in the nuts.
Yeah.
So I mean, come on, it's hilarious.
Hanging onto the cliff. This is where you fall down. You know.
Dun, dun.
So you think that tone matches when you think of Mortal Kombat? I think like violence and bloody and fighting and like, you know, outworld and, you know,
it depends on what it depends on the characters that you like. Like Liu Kang shouldn't be cracking jokes. That was kind of one of the things that I was like, all right, he's not funny, dude. Like he would be serious just because, you know, for him that's like, I mean, the whole tournament and the outworld thing and everything else, especially the way they framed the first movie, like he had more than enough reason to be as serious as possible. You know, Johnny Cage absolutely should be cracking jokes and he should be funny here and there. But I you know, I think if they're going to kind of differentiate themselves and say, okay, look, this is the movie, this is the game, because the game is like, I mean, there's very few and far between funny moments in the, you know, like that actual intentional comedy, but for the most part, I mean, you know, I mean, they've with the technology getting better, I mean, they've upped the ante on that violence like crazy, because I mean, a lot of what they're doing, and not even just fatalities, it's just like in game and everything like that. Like they really have kind of gone to like that like shock factor where you end the fight to be like, oh wow, this is like, you know, this over the top thing. I mean, like, so not only did I, you know, just break your leg in 3 places, I cracked your skull with an elbow. Oh, you know,
and then pulled your spine out.
Yeah, all this crazy stuff that's going on. So I think where you can kind of mesh the two together, where it's just like, okay, so the game is going to have that darker feel to it, but I mean the violence that's in there is so over the top that it may as well be funny to an extent. You know, I mean, like not funny as in like, you know, but just like, I mean, this clearly isn't even close to real. Like you couldn't do that to a real person and have them get back up and fight you. You know, you're not going to sit there and break someone's spine in 3 places and have them get up and, you know, continue fighting with you. But in the game, you know, right back up and it's time to, you know, brawl again. So
round 2, you're completely healed.
Yeah,
you know, exactly.
I feel like, you know, comedy, if it's done well, if it's done right, I don't see a problem with it. And I think that if they want to keep the game with that darker tone, but then have their own kind of movie type feel to it, I don't see a problem.
Yeah. So it's interesting. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say even if they could just not write any jokes, there could be no jokes in it whatsoever. But every time anybody like squares off to fight, like a health meter pops up on the screen.
That would be cool. Yeah, that would be really cool. Yeah, so I was gonna say, for the game Mortal Kombat 11, first DLC, the downloadable content will be Shang Tsung, and the cool thing about that, he's not gonna like play like majorly into it, but he's being voiced by the same actor who played Shang Tsung back in the original movie, the 1995 version. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's Kari Hiroki Tagawa.
Okay, you just said voice. So is this an animated film?
No, this is DLC for the game.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So they spent a little extra money to get the actual actor, you know,
the voice actor
to voice him over in the game.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, Chris mentioned it. I just wanted to tie that to this topic since we're talking about it. So yeah, are you guys getting the game? Are you looking forward to that at all?
Yeah, I mean,
Mortal Kombat 11.
Mortal Kombat has always been a fun one, and like, you know, there's always something new when they kind of bring it out. So it's just like, it'd be cool to see that and just to kind of, you know, like I said, just get into that little bit of violence where it's just like, you know, you can't, you know, to kind of go a little further than what you could do in like Street Fighter and other games. It's like, all right, well now I'm, you know, going to go ahead and really, you know, weigh you out and, you know, fatality right after that. So, you know, those are always fun games to play with friends and stuff like that. So like, I would definitely be looking to get that at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Me too. So cool. The other thing that's coming out, it's kind of a rumor right now, but I could see it happening and it makes sense, especially with Galactus. Shifting gears here. Is that it's a source, so the complete grain of salt, you know, rumor mill here. But source close to one website that they're very confident in this, but they're planning on, I guess, into phase 4, one of those first rollouts of the Fox stuff is Silver Surfer.
Oh yeah,
right. So be origin movie. Basically, he becomes Silver Surfer, right? Norrin Rad, and then you get, that's where you get to see Galactus and stuff, like an actual Galactus on a Galactus cloud. So I'm all about that.
That would be really cool.
That's all people have been speculating for since even that rumor first started, which was like, all right, you know, Fox is going to sell it to Disney. All right, so how are we going to work this in? People would, you know, all types of crazy theories popped up about how, you know, Infinity War, he's going to be in there. You're going to see him in the background. He's going to be a little silver streak. You know, it's confirmed. I had seen at one point, it's confirmed that Silver Surfer will be in the end credit scene. You'll see. So, I mean, that's what people have been dying for. Is just
you know what else people are saying? That there's going to be a scene where, like, they're at Captain America's funeral or whatever, and it's like raining, and they like pan over, and you see like a tree and like a silhouette of a guy in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
Professor X.
Yeah, I mean, like, everybody
just kidding.
He wants, you know, Silver Surfer. Like, I'll say this. I know people will be like, oh, you know, Fantastic Four. I don't think people are really that, I mean, invested in seeing the Fantastic Four on screen more so than seeing Silver Surfer, Galactus, and the X-Men. Like, that's what people want to see. That's what people want to
Dr. Doom
coming forward. So,
yeah. I think that's half of my, 75% of my excitement for the Fantastic Four. Okay, 90% of my excitement for the Fantastic Four is for all the characters associated with the Fantastic Four. More so than, I mean, the team is awesome and great, but to have, like we've talked about 1,000 times, Galactus is awesome, but MCU Dr. Doom.
Yeah. Of course, that's all. Anyway, you know, people want to see, you know, people want to know that these characters are coming, and it's just like when you see, I mean, for them to be able to say, you know, rumor, this is what, you know, but I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I just don't know if it's gonna roll out how people think it is, and I think that this is gonna be one of those, just, you know, you really have to just be patient and let it happen. Because you're going to hear a million stories as to like how this is going to come about, and this is definitely going to happen here, and the first movie they're going to make is this, and it's just like, you know, it's really just so much anticipation that people just want these characters on screen, and it's just, you just got to be patient. They're going to give it to us. It's just, you got to be patient.
Sure. Yeah, they like to do little like teases for the future on the computer screen, so I could see like them doing like a, you know, like Shield, you know, like a little compound with all the computers around, and they're like the world or whatever, a map. And our first like nod to it is like they show the outline of like Latveria or something, you know.
Yeah. Or
that would be really easy for them to do.
Oh yeah, or like there was an idea that was had, and it was kind of like similar to how they kind of introduced Wakanda, where it's just like, you know, you see crates that are going to Latveria, or crates from Latveria. It's just like, oh wow. So at least you're saying Latveria is there, which means Dr. Doom is somewhere around.
Exactly right.
Latveria is a real place that we're talking about. All right, let's hear
it exists.
What's going on?
Yeah,
and he could, like, I'm sure, because they're going to place Latveria close to where Ultron did his stuff.
Sokovia,
Sokovia.
They'll put it right there, and he'll reference that and be like, I almost had to come mess with y'all, or, you know, something like that. I don't care. Just get there with Doom, and then let's go Secret Wars 2015. Oh yeah.
What he could do, like, they had all those Ultron robots. He could take those and convert them to Doom bots.
Yeah, just take the pots.
Yeah. So
and on top of that too, like he's
Marvel. We've got you figured out, brothers. Just
we're right
help you out. Come on.
I mean, he's a ruler of
right
the
here.
whole kingdom. So it just makes sense for him to be like, no, like this is my country. Like this is how I do. You know what I mean? And it's funny too because like it's gonna be funny to see how they portray Doom because like Doom is kind of a double-edged sword. On the one hand, the people are very scared shitless of him, but on the other hand, they love him to death. So it's like they're out of both fear and love. So it's just like that would be pretty cool to see how they incorporate his subjects into how he's actually portrayed. But yeah, I mean, Doom on the
like Pablo Escobar, they feared him, but man, did they love that guy because he really built up their community and helped them out down there.
And it's funny too because I wonder if it's one of those things like Justin's like gotta have Doom. It's just how do you see Silver Surfer, Galactus get put out there, and then you got to build up. They have so much in that back pocket. It's like, if you're Kevin Feige in that, I mean, it's just like, you want to give him Doom right away. Yeah, it's just let him wait for Doom, and it's just like what?
You could have like Doom. You could have Doom show up at like the end of a couple movies, like leading into it. But it'd be like the old Inspector Gadget cartoon where Dr. Claw was at the end. You just saw like his arm.
Yeah, and the cat.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
They can do that and lead up to it.
Or that one scene where he went there and like he was sure like and he spins a chair around and it was just the arm.
Just the arm.
Yeah.
Cup the arm.
Yeah. But the other thing to consider too is it's not just theatrical releases that they can play with now. Now they have their own streaming service, which they really want to leverage a lot of content and original content for. So there may be something tied to that we'll see, who knows? One of the options, and this is another transition, is New Mutants. So all the X-Men properties are basically done, right? They're going to recast and everything. The only one that they're going to pull over is Deadpool. That's what they've said is Deadpool. But the thing is, obviously, what's been shot and filmed, meaning Dark Phoenix, that's still going to come out. So just still be able to see that. But the other one that is sort of an enigma right now is New Mutants. What's going to happen with that? It's been shot. It was paid for production-wise by Fox, right? The reshoots were planned. They still haven't happened. This film was shot like 2 years ago, back in 2017. We got the trailer, some cool like little clips, right?
Yep.
So you got to see a little bit of it. It was supposed to come out pretty much a year ago, April of 2018, right? Then it was delayed to February last month, and then it got pushed again to August of this year. August 2nd of this year is the official release date as of now. But because of those reshoots that haven't happened, there's a lot of question about, is that still going to happen? And there's a couple options there. They could do it. It may happen. It's not going to go to Netflix. Nope. Disney pulled all their stuff from Netflix, so that's not happening. This is sort of a horror subgenre, I guess, superhero horror movie. Is kind of the angle they're going for. So I don't see that as a good fit for Disney Plus either. The other thing that we can consider is they just got another 30%. So 60% majority share. They're working on that other 10% for Hulu, right? That's a platform that they're going to want to leverage with content. They got the 60%. Now they want to push it. That's a place where they can put some of the more edgier stuff, the R-rated stuff if they need to, right? To me, that seems like the best and most likely fit for where New Mutants will go is to Hulu, right?
Yeah.
Maisie Williams, she plays Arya Stark, also Wolfsbane. Yep. She's Rolling Stone did an interview with her, and they were asking about those reshoots, and she said, "Who knows when the fuck that's going to come out? Hopefully, this interview will make everyone hurry up a little bit." So she's hoping like the director and stuff will like take a look at that and be like, "Oh yeah, maybe we should do that," or maybe Bob Iger will be like, "Well, maybe we should shoot a couple more scenes." So, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think Hulu's the spot for it. I think that when it comes down to that, and that was always kind of the question was what was Disney going to put their more edgier stuff? Just because, I mean, it still remains to in what Disney Plus is going to actually entail. But I mean, that way, they can kind of keep that image of we're wholesome and family, and then bring all the stuff that is Disney properties that aren't, that are either through like sub companies and stuff like that, like Miramax and all that. Bring all those over, and just like, yeah, so this is completely over here, and you don't really know that it's Disney, but guess what? These movies are actually Disney movies, and we have them all right here for you. So I can see that happen. I think that Hulu's the best spot for it, and it kind of lets them, just not show kind of like, we do some edgier stuff and kind of shatter the fantasy of Disney and the family, just kind of persona that they've given themselves. So I think Hulu's a good spot for that.
Perfect. How about you, Justin?
Yeah, I mean, if that's where they're going to put it. I wonder, though, like now, with them having the percentage and things like that, once they roll out the Disney streaming service, will there be an option? Will there be a pay tier to where you get that and Hulu?
Probably. I can see.
Yeah, like a package kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like if they put that together, it's just like, I mean,
all access.
Now, if you're Netflix, you have to fear that a little bit, just because, you got to think that, okay, so let's say for $25, let's say for $20 a month, they're gonna give you like let's say for the Disney Plus, it would be like $10 a month, and then now for $20 a month, you get Disney Plus and Hulu together. That's, I mean, if they do a package deal type thing like that, like they're gonna get a lot more subscribers to kind of hop on, or even if they went ahead and offered like a discount to Hulu subscribers to join Disney Plus. If they have that controlling share, that might also be how they kind of go ahead and bring in some more people to connect both platforms together.
Yeah, that'll be a great idea. So I wonder now. Yeah, they would keep them separate, definitely separate platforms, but yeah, to have that like a tier, a package or something would really make sense. Yeah, so I agree with that.
I mean, because they can do that either way. So it's like existing customers have that, but then it's just like, okay, you sign up for Disney Plus. Hey, how would you like to have Hulu for an extra $10 a month?
Mm-hmm.
And you can do that even as an introductory, and then kind of, if they did, if they wanted to kind of wean off of that later on, you have the first 3 months, we're going to run this promotion. And then after that, you're going to have to pay full price for both. But, in the beginning, there you go.
Yeah. So
I saw this.
Cool. Yes. So this is a Star Wars Episode 9 poster. Let me present this to all y'all. This is unfortunately kind of low res, but they're saying that this could be a real poster. There's some question about it. I don't think it's like an official, like the official poster, like something that you would see at the movie theater. This is probably more like a promo poster that you would see, like for merchandise or, just like one of those, but not like the official kind of, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, just kind of.
It's a real poster, but not that like main poster, that big reveal poster.
Yeah.
But there's some really interesting things with this. I'm going to blow it up a little bit. One thing that I think is cool is the way that Kylo Ren is holding his lightsaber. Very non-traditional way to hold it. The other thing, and I wonder, can you see my mouse? Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to point out this little section right here. C-3PO.
Yeah, why is he holding
3P Rambo?
Yeah.
He's got a bowcaster.
Right.
Yeah.
He's got Chewbacca's kind of like, sash there too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he needs that to fire the bowcaster, but
well, I'm sure it's like extra ammo, maybe.
Yeah.
It just, that's the first thing I noticed from that when I looked at him. I was just like, okay,
is this?
He's got that. He's got the bowcaster and he's got Chewbacca's sash there, and I was like, that's kind of strange. And then also, as Jesse has highlighted, we have the grown-up Mac and Me.
Yes.
The grown. Yeah.
That is just a. Oh God! I hope that's not a new Jar Jar.
Oh, that's Mac. He just
from Mac and Me. Yeah.
Yes, it definitely is. The other thing that we see, which is really cool, is over here in the bottom left of the poster.
Yep.
These folks here, which I believe are the Knights of Ren.
Maybe.
Which, you know,
right? Maybe
sad
not, but I think they are. I don't know what you guys
I
think.
would hope. I mean,
I would think so.
And the sad part is that, like, unfortunately, with that, because Knights of Ren, they everybody was all hyped up about them, and still is, wants to see what they're gonna be. And I mean, I think that they should have been introduced in the Last Jedi. Like that would have been sense.
So we don't know who that is.
Yeah.
And does BB-8 have a little BB-8?
Yeah, he's got a little buddy. This little.
Yeah.
BB-4.
Yeah. BB Rexa.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
And then who's sitting next to Poe Dameron? Looks like one of the
Power Ranger.
Yeah.
It looks like, what's that stupid?
A female Power Ranger.
No, not a female Power Ranger. It looks like
Look at the coloring. It's female Boba Fett.
Yeah. But look at her lightsaber.
Yeah.
The white lightsaber.
Yep.
On the last poster, I think it was red, wasn't it? For The Last Jedi?
She's the chosen one.
I thought it was blue, but I don't know.
Well, it was a weird split. They had like a...
Only she can stop the Matrix.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it.
Well, it's so funny too, because like such a different poster. Like the very first poster, Finn's the one posing with the lightsaber, and now
it's blue,
hanging out with a blaster.
Was that one destroyed? Color. Did you have to make another new one?
It might have been, yeah.
Can't remember now. What happened at the end of that trash fire thing?
Yeah. Here's the one that I was thinking of, just to compare them.
Jackie, what the hell is that weird alien?
Yeah.
Exactly.
The weird alien is gonna be hopefully some type
It's one of the things that like stayed on the Millennium Falcon, and like it grew up. What were those things? That everybody bought in the movie, or they were like ton of Funko Pops and everything of those little creatures.
Oh, the
porgs.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's a grown-up porg.
Could be.
Yeah, so it was blue before.
Yeah, I think that
bluish red. Yeah.
I understand. Star Wars. Part of Star Wars is just seeing new alien creatures and new alien life and all that jazz. But I think that something like that stupid thing they can kind of do without. Like, you don't have to sit there and like, we don't need one of those things unless
you learn the lessons from Jar Jar.
There's also I think it's this one that would be a new model of
but Chewbacca's standing there.
Starfighter. Yeah, same sash.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's weird.
Same exact thing. So
yeah. There's a couple new ships in the background.
I'm looking at the stormtroopers. It's just like, so they have regular, stormtroopers as far as, the white, but then there's these red stormtroopers. And I don't know if that's just kind of a, just a play on the color scheme or what, but like, or if they just kind of changed over to like, there's going to be a, different new order. Maybe the original stormtroopers kind of revolt. I don't know.
Well, we know that Phasma's probably not dead, even though she
gotta not be, because that's such a waste.
Right. So I'm wondering if like it's her that's leading the stormtroopers now. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I guess she technically was before, so it would still make sense.
That's what she looks like under the chrome.
Right.
Oh, you know what? Maybe that is Phasma.
That's Phasma.
That would be kind of cool. You've never seen my real face, have you?
Yeah. And then who is the lady beside?
The lady beside Poe Dameron? No, beside Chewbacca.
Yeah.
You're talking about her.
Yeah. Not sure who she is.
Looks like Tandy Newton a little bit. That's
That's
from,
just wishful
Solo.
thinking.
Yeah.
Andy Newton from anything.
I feel like there's some new ships in the background too.
Yeah. The one that was above the Y-wing looks like it's a different kind of ship.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, this
No,
one.
that one right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I've seen anything like that before.
Yeah.
Maybe a new version of the A-wing. Who knows?
Yeah. And this maybe, I don't know. It's sort of X-Wing-ish, but
Same length as
yeah.
the X-wing does.
Yeah. And then you got TIE interceptors, TIE fighters over here.
Yep.
You got a Imperial class ship there. Yeah. So okay, cool. So we'll see if that's actually if that's fake. Somebody spent a lot of time on that. Like
Whatever.
You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. Star Wars, like, there's no point in having a space battle anymore because all you need is a ship with an FTL drive and just put that on a whole bunch of little ships and then just point those at the bad guys' ships and you're done.
Yeah.
You're easy to win now.
And then just bomb the surface of a planet and boom, everyone's gone. You can take out a whole star system. Yeah.
Engine manufacturers in the Galactic Empire are making a killing right now.
Yeah, exactly. Sinar systems, right?
Right.
They're busy. So okay, let's shift gears again. We're gonna shift back to comics, the printed page, and Valiant actually has something coming up that sounds really cool. An event. It's called Fallen World. It launches in May, and actually, initial orders are due today. FOC is April 8th, but it comes out May 1st. It's called Fallen World, and it's by Dan Abnett, and Adam Paulina is the artist. So Dan Abnett's writing it.
Nice.
Yeah, so we like him. Sci-fi is a limited series. And what this is, I don't know if you guys read 4001 AD, which came out a couple years ago, I think it was now.
Yep.
There was all those like space stations, and then you had people from what were they called? New Japan? Is that right?
Yeah, basically. Well, from Rye. Yeah.
And then Rye was there, and then everything basically came crashing down, and like that's kind of how it ended, right?
Yep.
Fallen World, it crashed down like the Fallen World, right? So this picks up basically right where that left off, and it picks up with the survivors of all those crashes. So this kind of carries along with that, right?
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, take it away.
No, I was just saying that was a solid story. I can't remember what brought them down, if it was like a virus in the systems or something. But the biggest thing I take away from that series was the art. It is amazing. If you go back and look at those issues of Rye and stuff for that 4001 series, that is just like some of the most beautiful art in comics right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Never be afraid to pick up a Valiant book. They've always got solid stuff.
Yeah. I think, and again, I read it a while back, but there was like Rye, and then you had, I think it was called Father. It was like an AI system that was like controlling them all, right?
Sounds right, yeah.
Yeah, and then Rye was basically the one who took down Father, and they all came crashing down.
He saw the corruption in the system.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's how it went. Jack Hill could probably correct us if we're wrong there.
Yeah.
But I think it's really cool that they're picking up from that story. I'm looking forward to this. I think it will be really good. I can't wait to review it here on the show. It should be good. Recommend it. Again, FOC is April 8th. So I would, if you're interested, get that on your pull list, have them order your copy.
Yep. Very important. Very important for smaller. I don't want to say like all indie publishers or things like that, but like, I mean, think about your shop and think about when you go in there on New Comic Book Day, like how many Valiant copies do you see of each of those books? Do you think there's really going to be one left for you? You may want to go ahead and order it,
Yep,
don't take a chance.
Yeah.
Plus, that means your shop will probably order some extras, so somebody else there might pick it up that wouldn't normally. So, I mean, you're kind of helping everybody out.
Exactly. It helps you out, helps them out, it helps the other customers out. So, yeah, it's a win-win all around. So very cool. Definitely looking forward to that. C2E2 was out, last weekend?
Yep.
Yeah.
And a couple cool announcements there. One of which was a little event that Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman are doing in August, I think it is. Absolute Carnage, it's called. And it basically will be everybody carnageized, kind of like everybody venomized. Donny Cates was talking about it. He said Cletus Cassidy is back, and he's deadlier than he's ever been. Absolute Carnage encompasses every single character who has ever worn a symbiote, and every symbiote that has ever been, going all the way back to when Peter found the black suit. Going from there to Maximum Carnage to Venomize to everything. Everyone is a target. That's what he said. So, yeah. And it's going to actually start on Free Comic Book Day. There's a Spider-Man Venom #1 that you'll be able to pick up. And that's where this story picks up from. And I think there's going to be a couple of first appearances there. So that might be one to pick up. The funny thing is War of the Realms, which starts pretty soon, actually, right? Next week?
Yeah, I think next week.
Yeah. Ends in June. That has over 50 issues when you pull in all of the tie-ins and stuff.
Yeah.
So 50 issues to read the whole story in 3 months. And then you get a little break before this other massive event starts. We don't know how many issues it will encompass or like what you'll have to buy for tie-ins or whatever. But there's not going to be much breathing room there if you're at all interested in that. And unfortunately, sometimes I'm like, you know what, I can skip that event. That's fine. But War of the Realms, you got Jason Aaron, Russell Dodderman on it. It's a massive event. And that's another one that ties into like all of Jason Aaron's run, from Thor, God of Thunder to the Jane Foster stuff to what he's doing now. Some of the Avengers stuff is tied in there. So it's pretty cool that they're doing both of these stories that obviously they're tying into what they're doing now, but they're really calling back to all this old stuff and having all that, like, even if it's something little, it matters.
Are they still not calling them events, or did they say it's an event?
I didn't hear the word event for that.
They're still trying to skirt that.
Yeah. Actually, let me see here if I can pull up.
It's an event.
Well, I mean, War of the Realms, that's an event. There's no two ways around that. That's not just in a single book. That's going to be, like, every book's going to have a tie-in issue, if not two, So.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I know for me.
This explains that I went to C2E2 Marvel Next panel, all building up to something in December, but they wouldn't say. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Well, my thing is
Reboot.
I'm gonna approach this like probably. I did a few other ones, which is main story. If I need a trade on it or whatever like that, I'll get a trade to get the whole thing. But I'm just sticking with the main story, and we'll go from there. If it just so happens that something else that I'm collecting ties into War of the Realms, then I'll probably pick. But it's not going to be intended to pick up, every year, because 50 issues just for one story, even though it sounds awesome, it's like, all right, this is a nice, big, like, fleshed out story. It's just too much.
War of the Realms explained. The bad guys are invading the other realms, and we have to stop them. There's your explanation.
Yeah.
And it's already been going on, so a couple realms have already fallen.
Yeah.
But no, I'm the same way. Like, I'm going to get the main book. I'm going to get Thor and the normal books I would get, but I'm not going out of my way to try to get every issue that's a tie-in or every issue that's related in some way, because we've read enough Jason Aaron stuff to know that we really only need the main book.
Yeah.
The other stuff's going to be fun, but if he's not writing it, it may not be really, really a tie-in,
Hey, the dark one.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's a couple that I saw. I have to look for it. Oh, here's the 9 one. This is actually what I was looking for. So that's the map for it. That's all of it. I was looking for something that I saw. Let me see if I can find it. It had all like the list of all the tie-ins, and there was a ton of them. Here, I think this was it. Yeah, this was it. Let me screen share one more time. Come on. All right. Come over here. Blow it up a little bit. All right. But War of the Realms reading order. Got God of Thunder. Hey, Jay and Silent Bob. They finished shooting Jay and Silent Bob.
Yep.
You know that?
Yep.
It's done. They got Rosario Dawson back and pretty much everybody. So pretty cool.
Yeah. I saw his big thank you to her for coming back.
Yeah.
Right,
you know what?
This is saying you got to go back and read Thor. And you got to go back and read Jane Foster Thors. And...
Yeah, Mighty Thor.
I read all my books.
Yeah,
Thor
exactly.
Exactly. Buy them all. No, but at the bottom of this is what I wanted to get to. War of the Realms Prelude. I guess that's going to be something collected, maybe. Yeah, War of the Realms checklist. So you got War of the Realms Omega, War of the Realms Punisher, X-Men, War of the Realms War Scrolls, Spider-Man and the League of the Realms. Yeah. War of the Realms, Strike Force, the Land of Giants, the Dark Elf Realm, the War Avengers. So yeah, there's a lot of tie-ins.
Jeez.
Yeah.
But remember, everybody, in like 2 months after the event's over, you're going to be able to get a little trade that's tie-in trades.
Yep.
You know? So don't go crazy. You can get them later.
Yeah.
The fun part with that is
I'll be right back.
We don't like none of those books that I pick up, monthly or at all. So it's just like, all right, just the main story for me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, like I said, like I'll get the main book in Thor, and then they've got all those little one shot for all the random stuff. Those I'll just kind of pick and choose.
Yeah.
But that War Avengers, that sounded cool.
Yeah,
I goes on that team.
I think it's overall gonna be just a fun story, but I just feel like the smart thing is just to kind of stick with the regular title and then go from there. I think that it's gonna be cool to see how it all plays out.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I'm also gonna get the Journey into Mystery because it's titled Journey into Mystery, but
yeah,
I mean, yeah, they're getting me in this one pretty good, but I will be really happy when War of the Realms is over to see what we're gonna do with Thor at that point, because a lot of people speculated that Jane should get a hammer back and
Thor of the Realms.
Yeah, I don't even know what's gonna happen, but just to get back to some normal Thor stories would be kind of cool at this point, because the whole book, like since it started, that's all it's been like that's all I've been reading for however many issues, 11 issues or whatever, is War of the Realms stuff leading up to it, and them already involved in half of it. So
it's a pretty cool cover.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Hey, Wonder Man's back there. Look at that, Wonder Man.
Hey, Miles. Yeah,
that's true.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. Is that Black Knight? No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not.
Right here. Oh, whoops. Right there.
Yeah. I don't think so.
It looks like him.
Maybe.
You got Miles. Yeah, that's cool. Here we go. 5-issue limited series starts April 10th. Let's see if we can find some of the ones. Oh, they got a soundtrack. I saw that today. The official soundtrack to War of the Realms.
Nice.
Play this as you're reading the stories. They're
going buck wild with this.
It's like hardcore, like metal the whole time or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like death metal from Iceland.
I'm afraid to click on it. Yeah. So what I was trying to find was the Punisher one.
Oh yeah, they're talking about that in the comments, Mr. Comics. This explained, but I haven't seen it.
All the covered, yeah. So let's see. That's pretty cool. This reminds me of that image. Not like because it looks like it, just that there's so much there. the image that Mark Brooks did for X-Men. Did you see that? So that took him like a month to do. Apparently, it's full of Easter eggs.
Captain America's on Pegasus. That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
It has 2 hammers.
Oh, that's hilarious. Daredevil's got a sword, which makes sense because not that many issues ago, Daredevil became a sword.
Thor has 2 hammers.
Well, Thor has a lot of hammers.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's got Mjolnir and
Stormbringer.
Yeah.
a gold Stormbreaker.
You Punisher back there.
And Punisher's just shooting things.
As he does.
His gun fires swords.
Yeah.
The rocket launcher fires like a battle axe or something. That'd be hilarious. So who is in the center there? That looks like the old Valkyrie in the center, bottom behind Black Panther.
Who's this?
That's Malekith.
Yeah, that's Mel.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't.
He looked way different in the movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's him. That's him.
Huh.
I always like that cool like red and black like costume design. I thought that was cool. Yeah, I don't know. This is gonna be nuts. We didn't see maybe that wasn't Sif. I don't know who it is. And we're not seeing Angela either, so I don't know.
Look at Luke Cage with a hammer.
Everybody gets dude, there's so many hammers.
Iron Fist with a sword.
There's so many hammers.
I like Spider-Man's helmet.
Thor has the dwarves working around the clock, just making new hammers.
Yeah.
There's hammers everywhere.
Yeah. This is Art Adams.
Yeah.
But it looks like Cap there is holding Bjorn or whatever.
Yeah.
Thor's axe.
Fjorgenbrogen.
Fjorgen.
Okay. Here you go. War of the Realms, Asgardians, Avengers. So there you go.
Mighty Thor 3D #1.
It's gonna be a pop-up book.
Right. Choose your own adventure.
Reclaim the Realms.
Oh my god, look at that.
Dude, Asgardians of the Galaxy still going.
That's a long title. War of the Realms, Spider-Man and the League of the Realms.
Yeah.
War of the Realms, Strike Force, War Scrolls. Yeah. So
War Avengers. That sounds crazy.
Yeah, the War Avengers.
War Avengers.
The Dark Elf Realm.
Like all veterans or something. It's like a veterans only team.
Yeah. So seems pretty cool. But like we were saying, there's like 50 issues you need to get if you want to read the whole thing. That's a lot. So did you guys get to read? Oh, which of the 16 covers are #1 you're going to pick up? Yeah, right. It's going to be a ton.
Is Walt Simonson doing a cover? I'll get that one.
Yeah. Yeah, there should be a Beta Ray on there somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys read Tech 1000?
No.
Most
Did
of
you?
it. Yeah.
Most of it? Okay.
Yeah.
As I said at the beginning of the show, that I wasn't able to get over to the store, Take the Time Collectibles store, as a matter of fact, Phil's Comic Shop, Margate, Florida, because I had an issue with a massive fire and a power outage and didn't want the dogs and this and that. So,
holy crap.
Yeah. Didn't get to pick it up yet, so unfortunately I haven't read it. So I'll kick it to you and ask you what you thought of it.
I mean,
or what you thought of what you read of it so far.
Yeah, no. As a whole, I liked it overall. I thought it was a good deal. The bigger thing for me was my shop did the midnight release. So that was a really cool experience. It's always cool when your shop does something like that out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
But just to see, and what struck me was weird. It was there were people there that just heard about this and decided to come and were looking and like asking like, so is this the Batman book I'm supposed to get tonight?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
news is something is big when like we have news and our news cycle and everything. It's like comic book and everything, but when it breaks outside of that kind of our hobby and our little bubble that we have for everybody in comics, and it's something big, so if people are coming in that don't typically, then it's pretty amazing. It's reached a lot of people.
Yeah.
So
No,
if you're listening to this later, Take the Time Collectibles just posted the diamond IDs. So if you want to order any of the covers from your shop, you take those and they'll be able to order that specific cover for you. So there you go. But sorry to interrupt.
No. That's good. There's an Art Adams cover.
Yeah.
Crap. Man, they're killing us with all these covers. But that was, okay, my shop also got shorted, right? So they limited everybody to 2 of the covers. You could buy all of them, but you could only take 2 of them home. They would, just give you the other 2 in a couple of days or whatever.
Man.
Yeah. So that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But,
When did you go for?
I went with the Midnight. I guess it's kind of a Virgin variant, I guess, would be it. Because it just doesn't say Detective. It's basically the A cover, but it doesn't say Detective across the top or anything. And then I went with the... oh man, which one was it? I originally was thinking like Lee Weeks. He did the 90s, I think, but I ended up going with the 80s or the 70s.
Okay.
I can tell you. Hold on. I can tell you. I got it in a bag right here. It's right beside me. Oh my god. It is Steranko.
Steranko. Okay.
Yeah, I thought that one looked really cool. What I would have really liked, and I understand they weren't going to do this, but for the 90s, come on, we could have had Azrael. Yeah, Azbat would have been great.
Yeah, right.
For that cover, that I would have definitely picked up that one. Yeah. But
I got the
overall the story and the art
one.
was great. Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I haven't got it yet, but I think I also want to get the Bruce Timm one.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one.
Mm-hmm. The 30s.
I think it's the 30s one.
On the Joker.
Yep.
Yeah. That one they didn't have any. For whatever reason they didn't get it, but I wasn't worried about it. So, but it was and the bigger and I was there for 15, 20 minutes, something like that. Some of the covers were already gone. Like, I mean, stuff was was moving pretty good. So I think it was a success. And even, I left the shop at like 12:30. There were still like cars pulling into the parking lot. So
wow. And that's a $10 book too. So
oh god, yeah. Well, you mean it's 1,000 pennies? No, it's way more than that. Right. But like, it's just like it shouldn't have been $9.99. It should have been an even $10. There's your 1,000 right there.
Right. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Well, I'm sure on this show in the future episode in a month or so, we'll pull up Comic-Con and see how it did. Yeah. So, at $10 and 1,000 covers. No, not 1,000, but seriously, there was about 80 covers. Mm-hmm. If you account for all of the specialty, the exclusives and stuff, the web store exclusives and all that. Mm-hmm. 80 covers for that. Yeah. All right, cool. He Take the Time Collectibles put literally all of the covers for War of the Realms in there. So
there's a Simonson, black and white. So that means
Campbell,
Simonson,
Ron Lim, George Perez.
Simonson's gonna be a hidden gem.
Yeah, those hidden gems are cool. Sonnet Takeda's doing one. Tentacle porn time.
Nice. Ron said they were at the shop till about 2:30 because it was such a crazy thing.
Get Delato, Granoff, Adi Granoff. Greg Horn's doing one. Greg Horn's a local guy. Well, sort of local. Ron Lim, Ryan Otley. Yeah, a lot of them. Jeez. So, cool. Yeah, Take the Time. He said he left the shop at 2:30 in the morning. Mm-hmm. It was a crazy event. Yeah.
Campbell variant for all you J. Scott Campbell lovers.
Yeah. Speaking of which, there is a Black Cat series coming out. He's got a rather nice cover for that, along with a really nice art germ cover. So.
I saw the art germ cover. That one
was nice, right? Yeah. Yeah. He's
doing picking up issue 1 of that.
Right, exactly. Get me with the covers, man. Same with the one with the old school Catwoman cover. Did you see that?
Yeah.
With art germ?
Yep.
Yeah. Is an homage cover.
Yeah. I don't want to be a cover collector, but it's very hard not to be a cover collector.
Cool.
Yeah.
What?
The old school one was pretty nice looking. Like that I thought was a really good that was a really good piece of art there. So I understand where you guys are coming from though. It's tough when you're sitting there like, all right, just want to buy it for the story, but it's just like all these awesome covers come out, and just like, oh, I want to own them. It's just like that's when it starts to get expensive.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. I really wanted the Daredevil #3 John Romita Jr. variant this week, but my shop had it jacked up. So I understand it's. I think that's a 1 in 50. I think the JR covers for that are. But
you want to talk ratios? There is a ratio variant, and I think this is the first one. I know Justin and I have our opinion of Immortal Hulk, right?
Just the writer.
Exactly. But there is a ratio variant coming out for a second print. So 1 in 25. Pretty crazy that they're doing that for a second print. I think that's the first time they've done that.
Second print of #1?
No, for issue I think it's issue 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
16, incentive second print variant. Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Crazy, right? I actually have I just pulled it up real quick.
That con up in New Hampshire is going to have an exclusive. So
I don't
you guys know Matt D. Tomasi, I think his name is. He does those shattered glass covers, shattered glass art homages. So he's doing one for that issue. It's going to be kind of the homage to the Jim Steranko Inhumans King Size Hulk #1.
Yeah, that classic where he's holding up the logo, right?
Yeah. So he went ahead and just remade that just in shattered glass, and that's going to be one of the covers that's up. At that con, it's going to be exclusive up there. But yeah, man, like they've been saying that like 16 is going to be 16. Apparently has a ton of hype behind it. Like, and everybody's pushing on it. They said that they've been like pushing it like crazy. So I don't know what's going to happen within the book. I just know that as far as if they have a incentive second print, which I've never actually heard of before. I mean, I'm sure they've maybe done it before, but that's just I don't know. It's going to be a book that everybody's going to have to leave the store with, just because you never know what's going to come out of it, and I guess it's going to be something big regarding the Hulk. So get it while you can.
I don't need any more Hulk books, because this week I got a near mint copy of Hulk 181.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
I'm done.
There you go.
No more Hulk books. Yeah.
Grail achieved.
Yeah. Boom.
Yeah.
And it only cost you $4.99. What?
I know, man. I was like, this is not the cover price of what this should be. Cover price.
Yeah.
Where's the true believers? I'll show you what the cover price is supposed to be.
Yeah, $1. That was $1, and that was a few months ago too.
I know, man. I got that one too.
Yeah. No, I definitely, whatever. I'll get a copy.
No, Brian said I need the Journey into Mystery 112. I do need that one.
Yes.
I do have the True Believer one of that one, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I need that actual physical copy.
Yeah. So all right, guys. Well, that's pretty much it for this show. Want to kick it over to both of you. What do you got coming up on your channels? Any like shout outs, plugs you want to do? I'll make sure we get those in. So Chris, we'll start with you.
All right. Well, I just want to shout out to everybody that came and watched the show tonight. Thank you guys all for watching. Just awesome to have you guys supporting us. I for my channel just have haul video going up tonight, and then just try to just get a couple other videos going together. But I will have one of my top 10 books coming in soon. I was able to pick one up on eBay, so I'm just waiting for that to come in the mail, and sweet. I will have so I'm going to be able to check off one of the books on my list finally, and start that process of kind of getting that ball rolling, and hopefully finding some more that come in, and I have a pretty decent list, so hopefully able to complete it this year, but we'll see just because I have fun trying to get the books in general, so so keep an eye on that, because there will be a video coming up pretty soon with top 10 book in there as well. So
awesome. We're looking forward to that.
Nice. Normal stuff for me this week, as usual. Sunday Morning Comics. We'll be back for our 3rd episode of the relaunch Sunday Morning Comics.
Yeah. Season 2, episode 3.
That's right, basically. Or 71, whatever.
Yeah.
It's crazy that like that little thing's already up to 70 something. It goes quick because we're in like the 180s on this.
Yep.
Feels like
we're way up there. Yeah.
So trucking right along. So that's coming out. Also, this week I'm gonna do a separate new comic book day haul, so that won't be part of Sunday Morning Comics this week, just because we kind of all know what it is. But lots of good stuff, like I said. First Illuminati.
Oh yeah.
Lots of Key Collector app has helped me tremendously. So big shout out to them. I've been using that thing like crazy, digging through long boxes at a few different places. So
nice.
Come up with some good stuff that I would have normally just kind of skipped over,
Yeah. Cool.
So fun stuff. Just ready to talk about some comics.
Yeah. I'm glad we got them on the show before they really took off. We were able to get them on here and chat with them. And wonder if we were the ones who inspired them to add in a paywall for some extra content.
Maybe.
We're asking them, how are you going to make money? So I got a couple videos. I got one that I've been promising for a while. It's about Batman and stuff. And I'm kind of glad I waited because it's kind of timely now with the Grim Knight having come out and some things Zack Snyder said about his version of Batman. So that should be coming out probably this weekend. And I really have to do a haul video. I've been doing a lot of like the movie stuff, but I haven't done an actual like comic haul in a while. And I feel really bad about that because I know a lot of people are subscribed to the channel for the comics, to see the comics, and I haven't done those in a while. So I haven't forgotten you guys. I am going to get that out there. So there's that. Definitely, if you need some pressing, check out our in absentia member, StrictlyComix. He does all your pressing if you want. Take the Time Collectibles. He has got a shop on eBay, so StrictlyComix does. And then if you look up Phil's Comic Shop on eBay, you can pick up some stuff there. So you don't have to be in Margate to buy from them. And I can vouch for them. Very good shipping, very good packaging, very good prices. So there you go.
We can all vouch for them.
Yes. Yes. Also, be sure to check out comicbooked.com, especially on Mondays, because Justin here does the new comic list. So you can take that to your shop, be armed with all the info you need to pick up all the books, and remind yourself of what you don't want to miss. So there you go. And then also, we do put this up as a podcast. You can check it out on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play, you name it. We're out there. And I don't think that I've done, I did iHeartRadio, but I need to get us on to, I think Spotify is the next one. So we'll try to get on there. And that is pretty much it, folks. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here live in the chat, or if you're listening later, drop us a comment. Thanks for listening whenever you can. We do appreciate it. And we'll be back next week with episode 1,000. Episode 1,000. There you go. Yeah.
We're going to leap into the future, everybody. It's going to be nuts.
That's right. That's what we do here. We time travel. So
we should.
There you go. All right, guys. That's it for the show. Have a good night.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a good one.